Okay, so in this video, I'm going to start getting into some of the concepts out of the book I just released, Chromatic Approach to Melodic Development. I'll put the image and the link and all that in the description and at the end of the video. But basically, the blues that I was just playing uses all kinds of chromaticism, and the book that I just wrote shows you step by step how to apply Barry Harris's approach to the chromatic scale and how to apply all kinds of thematic ideas. It's basically a big book of thematic development using Barry Harris's ideas. So that blues example that I just played was a real-time, improvised, off-the-cuff example of how to apply some of that stuff. So what I'm going to do right now is just demonstrate a tiny idea out of this book. And I'm going to be demonstrating how to use this book a lot because the book does a lot on its own, but I think real-time examples do a lot more to accentuate the point and get you on your way to coming up with these ideas spontaneously rather than just studying a bunch of licks. So I think what I'm going to get into today is just showing you how to connect thirds up. Yeah, that's it. Super simple. Just connecting thirds. That's it. And then add a little filler, connect some thirds, add a little filler, connect some thirds, and now you got a whole thing going on in terms of getting through one chorus of a tune or a composition or whatever. It's amazingly powerful how simple these tiny little thematic ideas can be when you know where to place them and how to use them, and then you apply some rhythm and some variation. Now you got a whole B section of a tune. Which was the case for me the other day, just literally just connecting thirds. I wrote a couple of tunes, literally just connecting thirds. That was a whole B section to a couple of tunes. So you can get a lot out of it. Playing thematically is really great for continuity. It's really great for bringing people along for the ride. If you want to get into improvising, that's one thing. If you want to get really, really good at improvising, thinking compositionally, thinking in terms of thematic development is super important because improvising is just high-speed composition. It's just real-time composition. So let's connect up some thirds. We're doing this blues thing. So let's take C7. Let's connect thirds up. And as I mentioned in previous videos, I'm going to also put a link to the Jens Larson and Chris Parks video because they show you this whole Barry Harris approach to the chromatic scale that I'm not going to do right now. Everything that I have going on in this book and everything that I have developing these ideas is built off of that. So I'm not going to show you the groundwork. I'm going to show you how to build stuff off of it. So let's connect some thirds up on C7. I'm just getting from C to E. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. Maybe I'll do it on F now. So I did F, F sharp, G, G sharp, F. And then maybe starting on the 7th of C. So B flat, B natural, C, C sharp, D. So now we got 1 to 4, back to 1. Here we go. Let's add a little bit of filler. That kind of, you don't want to do the same theme over and over and over again. You want to kind of leapfrog that stuff, if that makes sense. So let me see if I can come up with some filler stuff in the middle. Here's an example of me just doing some thirds and adding a little bit of filler. care. So, connecting from C to E. And then I just connected a second. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, G, G flat, E, F, which is just getting me from E to F. But I did, which again comes out of that Barry Harris chromatic scale, and it's some of the stuff that I'm getting into in this book that I'm telling you about. So. You know, whatever. You can go on and on. So this is going to be a super short video. All I'm really doing right here is demonstrating how just using thematic development can help. Just simple ideas and running them through the changes, hanging these simple ideas on different chord tones. So it seems like it's a bunch of different ideas. That was one idea, and that idea was called connecting thirds, and all I was doing was hanging it on different chord tones with a marginal amount of filler. So with this book, I'm going to show you how to A, apply Barry Harris's chromatic scale not only to the C major scale, but melodic minor scales, diminished scales, whole tone scales, so that you get all of the possible chord families. Every single permutation of major, minor, dominant, minor, 7 flat 5, and diminished. Every single one of them. Chris's video and Jen's video get into using just the major scale, but I get into all of the chord families. And then on this channel, I'll start getting into chord families and harmony, and this thing will grow arms and legs quick. So I'm trying to keep it simple with just connecting thirds. But just connecting thirds, adding a little bit of filler, connecting some thirds, adding some filler, adding some rhythm, can take you a long way. It can take you a long way in terms of improv. It can take you a long way in terms of composition. You'd be stunned at how much you can get out of that much of a theme when you know how to develop it. So, like I said, I'm going to put the book, it's on Amazon right now. I'll put the link in the description. I'll put the cover of the book in the description. I'll put the description of the book in the description. And this is just a little taste of what's going on in that. But basically, I take the whole book, I show you how to apply it to the major scale, and I show you how to just start developing tiny little themes. I show you how to hang them on the chord tones of every single chord family. So think about this. If I'm connecting thirds, that's it. That's my lick. I can take that little thematic idea and then can hang it on the root of the chord. I can hang it on the third of the chord. I can hang it on the fifth of the chord. I can hang it on the seventh of the chord. I can hang it on the ninth of the chord. I can hang it on the natural 11th of the chord. Whoop. I can hang it on the 13th of the chord, A. So not only can I hang it on the root 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13th of C, I can also hang this idea on the root 3, 5, 7, 9, 11th of D minor, of G7, of E minor 7, of F major 7, of B minor 7 flat 5, of A minor 7. So one little idea can hang on all 7 tones of not only one chord out of the scale source for the chord family, but it can be hung on every single degree of every single chord that is derived from that scale source and every single chord family. So this thing gets nuts. Anyway, that's a crazy intro video. it's probably a lot of information already, but like I said, I'm going to be developing this pretty big time. This is just a little sample. Anyway, stick around, stay tuned, and yeah, I'll be developing this thing for quite a bit. It's a super interesting idea. So check out Jens Larson's video, check out Chris Parks' video, check out this book on Amazon, and then I'll be demonstrating how much you can get out of it, which is crazy. All right, cheers.